the FDA has officially banned the popular food ingredient Red 40. Now, Red 40 is a food coloring that can be found in tons of food, a lot of candy, a lot of processed food with all kinds of preservatives and things like that, that has been linked to causing cancer, autism, and ADHD in people and children. Um, Through the past, I don't know, recent years, children's medical diseases have just gone through the roof. Children, like, this stuff could be causing birth defects, and it's really tough to say the effect that it's caused on the American people. Now, this is just one ingredient of many things that really give illness to us Americans, and there's other ones, there's plenty other ones that will hopefully come after this. You know, Seed oils, processed seed oils that have been heated, reheated, bleached, and the smell taken out. These things are rancid. They're already dead. They would smell like a rotting carcass if they didn't take out the smell through an intense chemical process with machinery. So basically, what's happening is RFK Jr., he's a descendant of, you know, Robert Kennedy, the Robert Kennedy? He's a descendant of JFK, right? Okay. So this guy is in office and he's trying to make America healthy again. Look, I'm with that. I think America does need to be healthy again. And as much as I stay neutral to parties, I am very passionate about seeing people more healthy with more energy. And a lot of these foods, they don't need to be in our food. These ingredients, they don't need to be there. They're just really killing people, man. Some of the biggest ones to look out for is the seed oils. You'll notice they're in almost everything. It's a form of fat, but it's not processed by your body well because they're so heavily processed that your body really can't use it as fuel, and it gets stored into different areas of your body, and this causes inflammation, which every major disease is basically inflammation in a different part of your body. Dementia is inflammation in your brain. Arthritis is inflammation in your joints. Um, Eczema is inflammation on your skin. So the list goes on. We really need to get this stuff out of our food, man. Like, it's a problem. I see it. I mean, it's killing, like, people that it's killing your friends' loved ones. It's putting us into medical debt that we could never get out of. It's basically the quickest way to become poor and in debt is by losing your health and then giving all your money to the people that are helping you. And yes, they are helping you, but the fact that all the ingredients in food, not all, but most in the grocery store are filled with stuff that you should not be eating. It's not for human consumption. Seed oils, preservatives, those are two big ones. Meat that is preserved and does not go bad, the preservatives get stuck inside of your myofascia and your tissue. I went to a myofascial release therapist. If you don't know what myofascia is, it's basically you have 7 layers in the human body from your skin to the bone, right? So the myofascia is the layer in between. It's not skin and it's not bone, but it's a webbed network that goes around your entire body. And basically, when you eat these preservatives, they will go through your bloodstream and they will get stuck inside of different areas in your body. So I had this guy running his fingers through my rib cage and different areas, and he's like, "Oh, you feel that? That's called a uriatic crystal." And a uriatic crystal is basically like a preservative or something that you couldn't push through your body that gets stuck, and it's just like in you. So he's just, and you could hear him like crack when he would push on them. So he'd push on them gently or firmly, and then you would hear like, and it's like, then he's basically telling me that it then goes into your bloodstream and is flushed out through sweat or urine. And this stuff is happening, people. When you see people who can't move well, I mean, you can do an experiment. The more seed oils and preservatives you eat, the more inflamed you will become, and the less you'll be able to recover. And it just causes all sorts of problems. Like, people think that they're old or this is happening or that's happening, but really, like, they're not able to expel the stuff they're putting in your body because it's not meant to be in there in the first place. You know, there's a reason that food can be preserved, but it can be done in another way. And the thing is, everybody has a dollar, right? Everybody has a dollar, and when you give a dollar, you're voting for something. So you should vote with your dollar. When you give a dollar to something, you're supporting it. The thing is, if people don't give dollars, there's no business to be had. So let's say you decide not to eat any preservatives or anything with seed oils in it. Hard to do, yes, but very possible. There won't be anybody to buy the stuff, and they'll just stop making it. Now, Rfk Jr. is in there. I don't exactly know what his plan is, but he's ending the corruption and going in there and busting things up and saying no more useless, unhealthy ingredients. And as much as I'm not like for all this talk and, you know, I'm not with like the parties like that, I think that's a dope ass idea, to be honest. There's no reason for these foods to be entering children or adults and people suffering and dying and their grandparents passing away because of stuff like this, man. It's not, we have enough problems in the world, and at baseline we should at least be able to get nutritious food so our brains and our guts work together to support the health of our hearts. You know, because bad oil basically, it gives you heart problems. That's a big part. And you know, your heart is everything. So imagine if our hearts were more pure and more clean, you know? Like, when you stop putting the crap in your body, your heart, and drink pure water, your heart will clean, man. It'll clean. Your body will clean itself. It's very smart. It's very smart. So, what do I think about all this? Yeah, man, do it. Ban all this stuff. Like, it's not freedom to put all this stuff in food, man. It's just not. It's just not. It's, or at least be super, there has to be some change. Like, maybe like keep selling it, but it can't be most of the food in the grocery store. That's ridiculous. There's got to be more options. There's got to be more promoted things. There has to be maybe even a education. In Japan, they educate their children on a lot of things, like when they're kids, you know? And it's kind of, and they grow up and they all think that way. And it's kind of like, whoa, like everybody's thinking this way. It's like propaganda, but it's good propaganda in the sense that they're not throwing their garbage on the ground like anybody, and they're not putting really unhealthy stuff in the food. I mean, like, Japanese kids know how to eat vegetables. And the thing is that's crazy is that when I was in Japan, all the vegetables are smaller, they're real, and we were eating raw vegetables before a meal, and they just taste good. Like, the reason why people don't want to eat vegetables and they choose chips and stuff is because first, the junk food is addicting, and then second, like, the vegetables are blown up twice as big, and they like have GMO chemicals inside of them that make them taste bad. So it's like, no wonder people in America don't eat vegetables. It's not because they're bad or they don't taste good. Vegetables do taste good. It's just like, what you're eating is not a vegetable, bro. And I know there's an argument like, oh, you know, we have enough food for everybody in the world now because of all these pesticides and chemicals. But if we're smart enough to pull that off, we're smart enough to make food that isn't completely doused in chemicals and make it taste good. Like, make vegetables taste good again. That's my new slogan. Make vegetables and fruits taste good again. Seriously, dude, it's not that hard, man. After being alive for this long in my life and like growing up a bit, you know, you're very naive when you're a child. And then it's like you look at the world and you're like, dang, this is where we're at. Like, we're a part of nature, man. And like, we have to respect it. Like, we have to respect it because, I mean, that's what connects us to the, we're only alive because of it, like, because of the food we eat. So, like, you can't mess with that. Like, you can't. It's not sustainable. And everybody, oh, not sustainable, oh, the health of the planet, whatever, whatever. But, like, you know somebody's grandparents who are suffering, or, like, people dying at a young age, or getting, like, just a stomach ache, you know, when you do the wrong stuff. Like, you know that feeling. Everybody does. So, like, look at me, dude. Look at me. Like, my joints work. Boom. Wow. Like, I don't know if my skin is the clearest right now, but my skin is clear. I don't have extra fat on me. I can maybe use some extra fat, but like, yeah, man. This needs to happen, bro. This needs to happen. Okay? Like, by any means necessary. The education system should be changed fundamentally to teach children about what is going to make them the strongest. Hands down. People should not suffer by default just because they don't know. And if they're required by the law to go to school, then people need to be taught things that are going to empower themselves and not useless information. Like, there's a lot of stuff that even adults don't really know. And if you ain't learning it at home and you ain't learning it at school, you're just going to grow up and not know, like, some good secrets in life, bro. Some good secrets. And not even secrets, just common sense, bro. Like, think about it. Don't mess with the food. Duh. Anyways, I'm getting all worked up because I care, dude. When I was 18 years old, I was in an accident in a car. I had my wrist on the bottom of the steering wheel, which you should never do when you're driving. And I remember they told me that, but I was doing it anyway. And like, boom, I made impact, right? And my wrist was like, bam, it flew back. And I had this huge, like, I mean, it hurt, dude. My wrist was messed up. Luckily, I didn't break it. But I couldn't do push-ups. I remember being like 21, like years later, and I'm trying to just do push-ups. Just trying to, you know, and I couldn't because my wrist was swollen. And I was like, oh my God, like, I am messed up. Like, if I can't do push-ups, like, I'm just gonna be like weak, you know what I mean? Like, dang. And I was like, this is not gonna happen. So basically what I did was I did a bunch of research and I was like, how do I fix this? And it's all in your diet, man. When your joints hurt, it's because you're putting something in your body that like isn't supposed to be there and it's inflaming it. So like I went from not being able to use my wrist, like I couldn't even put it on the ground to hold my body weight, to like full mobility like that, you know what I mean? And that's what got my health journey started. Not to mention I had acid reflux and I got stomach aches all the time, you know? And then all of a sudden all that stuff just like went away, dude. I was just like, huh. And I fixed it. And everybody can do that. And it's not a money thing either because you can literally get clean food that is cheap. Like I've eaten oatmeal and eggs every day for years, and it's cheap and it's healthy and it's delicious, and you can put honey and maple syrup on it. And you can put cinnamon on it, which is also good for your inflammation. Look, we need to have a relationship with our food that's different. We need to teach our children that health is wealth, and to eat healthy, to be strong and capable. And just, if people are more stoked, man, everybody's gonna have a better time. Like, it's not just about you being stoked, it's about like, hey, my neighbor's stoked, and hey, like, that dude who like that homeless dude is stoked. Even if he's homeless, he should be stoked. And maybe, maybe he wouldn't be homeless if he was stoked. Man. Yeah. There's some fixing to be done, that's for sure. I'm excited about that more than anything, to be honest, which a lot of people are pressing many issues. I mean, people are worried about a lot of stuff, because it affects them and their family. And I respect that because when things affect you, you're going to be deeply passionate about it. And that's just the way it is because you feel it deeply in your heart. And through my journey and like what I've seen and the changes I've made in my life, to be here now is a lot to do with the changes I made and the knowledge that I attained through having painful experiences through my body. And I was like, dang, I need to change that. I did. And I'm a better person because of it. And I just want to see more people in that position because your mental health really is connected with your body function. And it's very hard to have great mental health and, you know, a terrible functioning body. You can, sure. Everybody has great moments, but, you know, you need that body working. And you need that mind nice and clear. Whew. And you got to start somewhere, dude. Talk to your friends, have a laugh, talk to your family, create boundaries for yourself, boundaries of things that you put in your body, boundaries of people treat you poorly, boundaries with the media you consume and the addictions you choose to have, whether that be substances or looking at your phone too much. Just like really read into how you feel when you take certain actions. Like I just played football, soccer, and I feel great. And I'm so happy that my body works because I gave it healthy food and now I can move. And I want that for more people, man. I do. I want that for everybody because that is a human right to move how you want to move, to get clean food, bro, and clean water. Every person should have that. But the thing is, you have to know that that is important and you have to intentionally shoot for that. You know, if you don't care, man, you're not. It's just not gonna happen. You know, you have to care. Because when people care about stuff, they're gonna make it happen. Because that's how people are. But yeah, what are you passionate about? What do you think about banning certain foods, you know, in America? Um, what do you think about health in general? Are you like a, you know, soda fiend? Do you like eat a bunch of pizza? Like, do you care? And what do you care about? What do you really care about? Those are the questions. Ooh, ooh, yes. Those are the questions for you today and to think about. And drop a comment and a like and a share. And I love you. And woo, peace out.